I feel like
null, 0 and 1. So 1
yeah, I understand that, but they've got to have charges, or it's irrelevant to you anyway.
Yeah, this is a filter on top of whether or not they have a bill.
Yeah, so just thinking at the beginning of a customer journey, and a salesperson might create the customer in Salesforce, so therefore there's a Phoenix account. Not all the data might be populated, there might be a while before a billing account is created, there's some sort of sales opportunity going on, but during all of that phase, you're not going to care what the status of that field is.
Yeah.
But by the time that a contract signed and a bill is generated for the first time, that field should be populated. So I guess if we're finding some that are blank, that have active billing accounts, that's interesting.
Yeah, so the account type is important as well. So
Okay.
we're not interested in whether the partners. Customer type.
Okay, customer type was blank there.
There was one field very early on, I thought was the account type. This type. You're way past. Column F or something. Type, company.
Sorry, Peter. I mean, what we are trying to do. Sorry, I joined a bit late.
We're trying to make sure that it's an explicit permission to offshore the data. So we don't want any of our customers' records to have a null in that permission thing, because that means they haven't made a decision.
But I guess it's a flag, so 0 still means
Oh, zero's okay.
it's not selected. Yeah, so what would null mean? That property doesn't even exist for that customer? That field doesn't exist?
If no one's even looked at it. 1 or 0 is someone looked at it and made a decision. Well, that's an assumption, but yeah, that's a reasonable assumption. Null means no one even looked at it. No decision has been recorded. That's what null means.
Is it possible that customers were created in there before that property was defined? It's not part of their data model. I don't know. I don't quite understand.
Quite possible, but we can't assume they've given us permission if we've got a null in that field. So null means you can't offshore it. 0 is an explicit you can offshore it, and 1 is definitely no offshore.
I think though, and maybe we can get some clarification on this, but my understanding is it's usually the non-consent comes from a contract that explicitly sets out that we cannot offshore, as opposed to explicitly saying we can.
So anyone who's got a 0 on that, I think we're fine. So that's our filter. If it's 0, then someone said you can, and if it's anything else, you can't. If there's anything else,
We need someone from C2O to say why some are null.
it doesn't look like it's too many anyway. So anyway, if there's ever a problem, someone can just go and explicitly set it, and then they'll fall through our filter, and the data will start appearing. So okay.
Okay, so what we have to do is that to apply the filter based upon this particular flag, the offshore date hosting restricted __ c equal to 0 should only be sent. 1 and null should be filtered out.
Yeah, and null is equivalent to restricted.
Correct, yeah.
We have to assume.
Yeah. Okay, so let me open the latest memory sheet then. Niloy, would you like to add it at your end, which would be easier?
Look, what I'm planning is, since we have to put few things. One is to change the driver table, second is to put the concept, and third is to put an account filter, right?
Correct.
For which there is a mobile account or something.
Yep.
What I'm planning is to put all those filter digits in billing header, and once billing header is populated, from there onwards we'll populate the rest.
Okay.
Yep.
Sounds good.
I will not put all the same filter logic in all the tables.
Yeah.
So that okay, if we need to change, we change in a single place.
Okay. So, okay. Now we are clear with what to be added for the customer, concerning customer. I'll just send this query to you. This is that particular field from SFD's B2B account table. Okay. Now the next question is, okay. First we have to actually enhance customer. Yeah. You have to join with customer.
An extra field in. That's
Oh no, I made a mistake.
grouping music. I'm connecting to the VPN, so I might disappear for a while.
So what is the final name that we had decided, Peter?
Offshore data hosting restricted. It's good enough. Just leave the _C off.
So Peter, this is going to be a flag, right? So we use
Yes.
this prefix wise, right?
No, restricted is a condition word anyway, so you don't have to. As long as there's a word that makes it clear that it's a condition, that's good enough. So, and we need the logic about nulls. That's all.
In customer table we have added it. I'll just mention in here what needs to be added, and then I can send to you Niloy to put it in the actual technical mapping.
Sure. This is an easy thing.
Yeah. So already we are joining with the customer table. I'll just write in words. Okay. One. Right?
And then we're going to have the null thing in the mapping for customer. Boolean will never be null.
Sorry, Peter, I didn't get that.
We're not allowing nulls in the RDMS table. So that is null or 1. Is null or 1 is going to be done in RDMS, not here.
Yes, but you are restricting in the IDMS itself. You were
No,
just
hold on. If the value is null, why we are restricting that?
No, we don't know yet whether it is a consenting or not. So it is better if we note as well.
Yeah, we're assuming the worst. Alright.
But Peter, what you're saying is that we will put that restriction in customer IDMS table itself. But IDMS is just to pull in the data, right? Whatever the data being, just to map that plane.
Yes, to make it a proper data model, right? So it's a Boolean, and Booleans have values. We don't have nulls. So,
Okay. So then, if it is null, then we have to convert it into 1, right?
yes.
This is the...
So true is 1. Null.
means only one will come.
Can we validate this rule with Salesforce once? Is it fine to actually update nulls to one?
Nulls to one. Okay.
At least can we drop an email to P2 guys to understand why there are nulls?
Yeah, we can do that. So let me take that action.
Well, we did a bit of an analysis and there weren't any nulls anyway, so it's not a big deal. Let's just be precautious.
Yeah, I
So
think
can make it Daniel, right?
yeah, you can mail Daniel. I think he'll be able to help you.
There might be nulls in records that don't represent customers, right? So that means we have no problem at all.
Because what will happen is, Peter, if we are just, even if there is any data issue as well, right? If we are just making it as 1 or 0, whatever we do it, I think that might lead to issues, right? From our end.
If there are nulls, we might have issues, but if we the most conservative stance, we won't ever have an issue. We will never send data offshore for someone who explicitly said they didn't want it or didn't say. So we're assuming if we have no record of their conclusion that we presume they don't want it sent offshore because we don't have any data, which means we can never make a mistake.
Correct. I mean, there is other point of view as well, right? If they are not offshore restricted, if they are expecting some reports to be there, and if they don't see the report, that is also an issue, right? That might be because of null.
Yes, it's because, and then they have to ask, the normal reason for that is you're offshore restricted, so they go into Salesforce to look and discover there's nothing there, so they set it to false, and then it will work. But it's explicitly set in Salesforce, and only then do we ever send it.
Yes.
So Preeti, do you want to look at the conditions for the customer? Because I'm sure that there's an overarching condition. We don't take all account records to the customer. So what's the condition for the overarching condition? It's
Taking everything. I think.
Yeah, I think currently there is no filters to actually select only the customers for our